Welcome back to Where Potters Walk. Saul was very angry this week alongside a lot of Stoke fans. He says we are absolutely dreadful at Norwich. Why are so many of our fans deluded and think that conceding 4 goals is acceptable? We look better today. No, we didn't. We've got an absolute team of absolute pee-holes with no fight in them at all. What has become of my beloved Stoke? And that is our theme for our first debate today. 4 debates in 20 minutes, all talking about Stoke City. Thank you for joining us. Why is there no fight in Stoke? Debate number 1. The home shirt's been leaked. Supposedly, what are the fans' reactions to it? The March fixtures, where are Stoke's points coming from in this next month? And who would we like to see get relegated? Which fan base have we had enough of and want to see the back of? Delighted to have Liam, Ryan and Karl back with us to discuss all the above. And we've been going now for 30 weeks. Yes, 30 weeks of talking about Stoke City. So I need a medal and you need to drop a like. 30 likes, please, this week in recognition of 30 weeks of this. Liam, you've been there for nearly all 30 of them. Why is there no fight left in Stoke City? Or why does it look like there's no fight left?
I haven't really got much of an answer anymore. I was saying, no matter what players or managers we get, we're back to having a manager having an interview and tell us that the players aren't running enough and doing the jobs and the game won't just fall into the lap. I have no explanation for it anymore. I mean, me personally, it wasn't all on the players. I thought Robin's set up scared, like I've seen so many Stoke managers do over the years. We are consistently terrified of what every other team can do. Don't get me wrong, Norwich are a good side at home. We've only lost 3. But he's set up already. It felt like 5 minutes in, felt like we'd lost straight away. The game felt like it was already out of your grasp. We nicked a goal, get back to 1-1, and we offered absolutely nothing going forward. And then when the one forward we did have on the pitch got injured, he put 2 wingers on and moved Lewis Baker back into a defensive position when he was the only player offering anything going forward. And I criticised Lewis Baker literally week in, week out, and he was the only player who came out with any credit for me. As soon as he moved him back, nullified us completely. It was just wave after wave of Norwich attack. So the players are at fault. Robbins is at fault. The owner's at fault. The sporting director's at fault. If you ask the fans are at fault. So apart from that, everything's fine.
I came to you on this because you put out this great tweet, which I think summed it up. I feel like we're just watching a team for a good 5 or 6 years now who are just scared of every other football team that we play against, always worrying about them. Today we set up scared of them and just got peppered. What is the point? And actually, Karl, worryingly, there's lots of Stoke fans saying, just what is the point? Anymore. This team is giving us nothing back, and there was we've got to shout out the Stoke fans. Actually, Sharon says much respect to Stoke fans that travelled to Norwich. They didn't deserve a performance like that. Awful from us again today. And you're travelling in numbers, and you're selling out away ends, and you're loud, and you're supporting the team. But you are. Is it fair to say that the players aren't deserving of such great away numbers?
Yeah, spot on. They aren't playing for the fans at all, are they? They've always travelled quite well, Stoke are. And I know opposition fans will say, they're quiet, they're this or that. But I think opposition fans would be quiet if they had to watch what we watch week in, week out. The backing, like I say, Stoke-on-Trent isn't renowned for its riches, is it? But the fans always follow the team. Home attendances, I'm sure sometimes they get mocked up a little bit they take the season ticket holders in, that they're 100% in the ground because it's 20,000 odd most weeks. You're taking 1,500 to Norwich. The fans deserve better, they really do. But as Liam said, 5 or 6 years we've been watching the same old. And I think Ryan put a tweet out the other day. Just the emotion's gone now. It has for me as well. It used to ruin my weekend when Stoke lost. Monday morning had come, Monday's bad enough, but it always used to be 10 times worse. And now it's just, I don't let it bother me anymore, which is sad.
Yeah. Cheers for that. Let's have a look at some more. John says, Ryan, the reality is that we are now an established bottom third championship club whose primary objective is not to be relegated to League One. Once everyone, including people at the club, get on that page, we might be able to improve it. that's saying that fans should lower their expectations and ambitions, isn't it, Ryan? Is that the way forward?
You should never lower your expectations and ambition. But I can see where he's coming from. We now have to do sort of not. How can I put it? You don't want to do that. You know, we're a big club, and we should never do that. But where we are now is we've got to be looking at the next team above, not looking at like we should be here, we should be there. We need to now be looking at one step, every single step, and every single team above. That's the expectation now we are chasing. We're not chasing like we should be here, we should be there. There's nowhere we should be at the moment, and it's hard to grasp that as like where do we go from here? Basically, we've just got to take it step by step now.
For the first time this week, fellas, I saw what did I see? I saw this particular tweet, which I'm not sure you'll agree with, but Daz says some of the comments I see are a joke. Completely clueless people. I hate to say it as a lifelong Stoke fan, but relegation might not be such a bad thing.
I'm gonna. Do you know what? I was coming back Saturday from my Saturday team's football, and there were 4 of us in the car, and we're all Stoke fans, and we said, actually, could we potentially do a Birmingham? A lot of people, I'd hate us to go down. It'd be horrible. It'd feel sickening. And then, well, really, is there really? Look at Birmingham. They seem to be now with high spirits. That might bring the high spirits back to the ground. It might get us all on the same wavelength again, because all the fans are detached from each other, from the club, from everything. And Carl, as Karl said, I put a tweet out. I have no emotion. It used to ruin my weekend. I have no emotion. And it seems like the half of the Stoke fan base have agreed with the amount of likes and views that I've had on it.
Liam?
Well, we thought at the time that getting relegated from the Premier League would do us a favour. If people can remember going back to that point, they won't learn the lessons. The problem with Stoke is they try and fix everything in one go. If we stay up this season, they'll try and they'll get rid of loads of the squad, and they'll try to blow loads of money again on all different places, instead of just what most teams in the Championship do is they'll fix a place, centre-backs, they'll sort the centre-backs out, and they'll just have the season where they'll have a decent group of centre-backs, and they'll build, and they won't have an ideal one, but the next season then you sort your midfielder out, or the winger you're missing, or the striker, or your goalie, and over a few years you'll build a squad up. Stoke have had, if you look at Stoke's starting 11 from every season to the end of every season, it's completely different. Like if you look at it, with the amount of players we've gone through, there's no wonder there's no consistency of any kind. And
completely no consistency whatsoever.
No, if we did go down, by the sounds of it, they're changing the rules anyway, so nobody can do what Birmingham have just done.
Yeah.
So we'd be in the same boat again, just lower down.
Yeah.
And more depressed.
Yeah, and attendances would drop as well, wouldn't it? Let's end on a positive one, because let's be fair. I mean, Norwich, you said, are a good side. They were playing away from home. They've got 2 of the best strikers in the league, so it was always going to be a tough ask on the back of a Swansea win. Stokey73 says, I didn't expect anything from there. Forget it, move on, but win the next game. We have to start Manhuff if at all possible and play 4-4-2. And there were lots of other tweets like this saying we need a striking pair, we need 2 up top. Karl, 4-4-2 for you?
Yeah, I think I said at the start of the season, I like the 4-4-2. I do, quite old school with that. It's just getting some sort of consistency, you know what I mean? We're going to be the 2 up top, because obviously we've had Al Hamidi, and now we've tried Nathan Lowe up there with him. Wingers, we've got Manouf back now, and he could be like a new sign. I know I was slating him a few months back, but he's the best of what we've got in terms of wingers. I think that tweet, without being negative, just sums up where we're at as well, like what we've just touched on. We expect to lose now, and as watching your team, you should expect them to win every week, or at least get a point. And as Stoke fans now, we're now accepting, like, we look at the fixtures, we've lost that, that's a free hit. that's where we're at now. That's mad, to think, we're just going to go out and lose that one. That's pretty much sums up where we are as a club now.
And I like this tweet from you, Karl. This was great. The most Stoke thing ever. We have a striker who's one of the worst we've ever had in Ennis, and he goes from the club and becomes Haaland again. Blackpool very happy, of course, with the striking. We'll have a look at this shirt in a second, but let's just focus on the table a minute. So, Ryan, you are 5 points clear at the time of recording, and we're recording this before the Middlesbrough midweek game, so we don't know how that has gone. So, heading into Watford, do you take any solace or any kind of happiness to know that Plymouth and Luton are god awful, and just can't score, can't defend? Derby fans are almost resigned to going down to League One. Cardiff hit and miss, and the whole are slightly improving. Does it feel okay that in your heart of hearts, Stoke aren't the third worst or second or worst team in this league?
Do you know what? I'm actually optimistic. I think we will scrape it yet again. God knows how many seasons now we're scraping, which we should never even in the first place be scraping. But you say Plymouth, but I think personally Plymouth have turned it around. So I'm optimistic of us staying up. Where points are coming from, I don't know, but I think we will, and Robins will, do enough to keep us either one above relegation or somewhere there or thereabouts. I can't see us climbing the table any more than where we are now, personally.
All right, let's have a look at the March fixtures anyway, shall we? Because we're heading into those now. So, 3 home games in March, Liam, here. Watford, Blackburn and QPR. Now, they're all winnable, as far as I'm concerned, because you've got 3 teams there that haven't travelled well at all in recent months. Watford got a decent point at Sunderland, but that's about it. Blackburn have been very hit and miss on the road, and QPR don't travel well at all. And then some 2 tough trips to Coventry and Millwall. So would you take, 7 points from that? Is that going to be a decent return?
Yeah, probably. I mean, I think a lot will go on. I think it's us, Cardiff, and Hull who've all got a game in hand, isn't it? Over the other two. I think if we all or 2 of us win that, it's going to knock the stuffing out of the 3 in the relegation zone. But I've got a feeling that Robins has gone a bit Tony Pulis old school, in the fact that when we're in the Premier League, we were struggling. He used to kind of have like games away from home where he'd just be like, if we get anything, it's a bonus game. And that's what it felt like against Norwich. And everything was solely focused on picking up the points at home. I've got a feeling that's the route he's going down. It's a risk. I don't think you've got any games where you can kind of, especially in this league, because let's be honest, the quality's not the best. Even the good teams aren't that good. I mean, Leeds are good. Leeds are very good. But as a rule of thumb, anybody from 4th down, you should be looking at them thinking, this is not impossible to win the game. So it's a bit of a strange way of thinking. But 7 points. If we could get 9 out of the 6 games, it'd be ideal. But we haven't. Well, I think we've only won about 7 games this season, so to get another 3 in the next 6 might be a bit of an ask, but you never know.
Okay. Karl, I'm going to say we were calling this before Middlesbrough, and of course Middlesbrough, if you look at all the form sides in the league, are on the worst run at the moment. So
easy win for them then.
Time for Charity FC to turn up again.
Charity FC always a roll out the red carpet for the likes of Middlesbrough. No, I thought after that loss at the weekend, I thought they were going to sack Carrick, and I was half expecting them to get the new manager or the interim manager and be bouncing. But I haven't heard nothing as of yet. I think he's still there. But it's Stoke, isn't it? It's Stoke. Every time there's some sort of stat out that this team hasn't scored in 15 games, as soon as they come Stoke, they'll stick 5 in the net. This team hasn't won in the last 4 or 5 games. It's a guaranteed win for them. But they're in poor form, so got to take the game to them and get out of the mess that we're in. Yeah.
Travels will get a good reception, Ryan, I'd imagine, from the Stoke faithful.
Yeah. We got nothing against Middlesbrough, really. They're not a side that I've ever personally ate, and I don't know anyone from Middlesbrough. But yeah, I think it would be a good reception. I can't see there being many Stoke fans there though. But I think if we beat Middlesbrough, I think Carrick's gone, and probably Middlesbrough want that, to be honest with you. But I can't. Like I say, Charity FC may strike, so we'll see what happens.
Okay. During the week, this was leaked by numerous different channels. Says if this is the actual kit for next season, then oh my god, SFSE Black says that is utter class in my opinion. Other tweets weren't so positive. So obviously we don't know whether this is true or not. But Liam, your first thoughts when you saw this was
mental. It's absolutely mental. It might be one of them kits that where you see it live in the flesh, it might grow on you a bit, but it looks like somebody's had a bit of try and draw some straight lines without a ruler and got a bit ski-whiffed, but it's not my cup of tea, I'll be honest.
Okay, Karl,
I'm a bit old-fashioned.
Yeah.
First thoughts when I saw it. Everybody's got different opinions, haven't they? I mean, it's the same with every kit. It's really, some will love it, some will hate it, but that is just eye pollution. That's vile. That's the worst. That's one of the worst. We only did it. What's it last week, didn't we? The worst kit.
We did. Yeah.
That's the winner. There you go. That's the winner.
Ryan, are you having this?
No, I'm not having it. I like it. I love it. I'm a modern Stoke fan.
Yeah, youth, that is.
I'm the youth, and I love the funkiness, mate. I love it. Well, I might see it in the flesh and go, "That's horrible." That, but there's a lot of people who I know actually quite like it. So, I think we're trying to be a bit different. We were different this year, putting the badge in the middle. I think we're trying to change the tone a bit, not have old school anymore. Some people may not like it, but I do. Let's go.
If we have it in, we finish above mid-table, I'll buy it.
If we're relegated, I hate it.
I think.
Can you imagine if that was?
Yeah.
Can you imagine if that ends up the promotion-winning kit?
League One.
Yeah. You definitely need to put the word Stoke back across it. That was the best kit we looked at last week with
the old Asics. The Asics kit.
Right. To finish off with this week, do drop us a subscribe if you haven't yet done so. We're so close to 100. We've been so close for weeks. Come on, get us there. We're nearly there. We're asking which fan base have we had enough of? I want to see the back of. So there's 9 teams that we think could drop based on the current league positions. So let's have a look at those. We're pretty much saying that Preston, anyone above Preston, is pretty much safe now, and that any 3 from these 9, including your good selves, of course, could drop. So we've been asking every team who they want to get rid of. So far, only Derby County have said get rid of Stoke. So that's expected. Yeah, Liam, who would you like to see the back of? Not who do you think is going to go down, but let's be cutthroat here. Who do you want to get rid of from this league?
Really, it would have been Cardiff, just from back in the day when we were both in League One. We had quite a bit of a rivalry, and I remember him ripping the away seats out at the stadium, throwing them at their own fans. But ever since that Luton fan, I can't remember his name, did a video calling Stoke Tin Pot. I would love it for him to go straight down, because he got relegated in the Championship, and he said Stoke and these other Tin Pot clubs can suffer in the Championship while we go back up. And I'd find out who it is and just DM him all the laughing faces that I could. So just for him solely, whoever he is, Luton.
Okay, Karl.
Yeah, probably Swansea or Cardiff. I don't think either of them will go down, but EFL, English Football League, you always bring the Welsh flags, don't they, and all that lot, so probably one of them two. But I can't see many teams worse at the minute than probably Luton and Derby. So I would like Cardiff and Swansea. I don't think it'll be them. I think it's more likely to be Luton and Derby.
Just focusing on the ones you'd like to go down then, Ryan?
Every single one of them, if possible. I've had a grudge with all of them on Twitter. But personally, I think for Derby, I know a lot of Derby fans, you see. I'm more Derby way than I am Stoke. And I know a lot of Derby fans, and it's back and forth, and I'd love for them to go down. And Cardiff, because I've had so many back and forth rows with Cardiff fans on Twitter after the last game, and they just annoyed me. Just get them down, will you? See me, Eden.
Okay, right. Let us know in the comments which fan base you've had enough of, and obviously we'll read some of these out next week. Right, good luck then. 2 games this week, Middlesbrough and Watford. Hopefully 6 points for Stoke, and then we can put our worries to one side and just focus on finishing good old 14th again. Yeah, that's what we can do. Right, 30 weeks of this. It deserves a like. Press the like button now. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you in 7 days' time. Thank you all. Good to see you back.
Cheers.